y equals 2x plus 8. All right. So we want to find the intercepts and use them to graph. So again, one of my points should be 0 and then some number, and my other point should be some number and 0, right? So if I put 0 in for the x, right? This is why we like this. What happens to my 2x? It's really 0, so y is equal to what? 8. I'm done, right? That's an easy one. So again, that's why we like 0, right? Because when we put 0 in there, we're done. Now, we're going to do this one right over here. So now we're going to put 0 in for y, and then we write out the rest of the problem. Now we need to solve for x. So how do I get x by itself? Before that, remember.
Just cancel.
Got it? Cover up the part with the x. How do I get rid of positive 8? Minus 8. Whatever I do to one side, I got to do to the other side, right? My 8s are going to cancel each other out. One's positive and one's negative. So I get 2x is equal to what's 0 minus 8?
Negative.
Now how do I get x? Divide by 2 now, right? Got to do it in the order of operations. So what's my x? Negative 4. So we make sure if you just are asked to find the intercepts that you write them as points. Don't just say y is equal to 8 and x is equal to negative 4. Don't put them together and say negative 4 comma 8 is my intercepts. There's always 2 answers. Okay, so how do I graph this?
Actually, just go 4 to the left.
4 to the left, perfect. Boom, already got one there.
For y, you go 8 up.
8 up. And again, remember now, if they ask you to graph, this is the only time you get a graph with only 2 points. So make sure you get a ruler out, make sure you're using graph paper. You draw your, is that a line?
No, you have to have.
Gotta have my arrows, right? Why do I need my arrows?
Infinity. So it shows you
1 to infinity. Awesome. Okay, so the only time I get to graph with only 2 points. Everybody okay? Need to do another one or not? So again, don't get trapped in this part right here. This part was easy because we just put it in there and it gave us an answer. This part right here, I got to do my order of operations. So we were on to special lines yesterday when the bell rang. And we have our 2 special lines were what? Vertical and horizontal. And why did I tell you they were special? Why were they special?
They only had 1 variable.
They only have 1 variable in each equation. So that's where we're at, right? We're trying to figure out if this is a vertical line, what variable are we going to use with vertical lines?
X. You're an idiot.
It's closer in the alphabet. Okay, let's disregard that philosophy and actually think about math. So, Trevor says why? Anybody jumping on board with Trevor? Why do you think it's why?
Well, the y-axis is up and down, so it wouldn't make sense to put it on the x-axis because it's horizontal.
Okay, great point that he just made. Did everybody hear what he said? Okay, so why do you think it's x?
You think it's x because he doesn't.
Mikey?
Because it intersects the x-axis.
It intersects the x-axis. Okay, so here's my question, Trevor. Your point's a great point. It's actually a really good point, right? Because the y-axis is going this way. Okay, so tell me how you're going to draw y equals 7.
You just go up 7.
Okay, so if I'm going to go up 7, there's my dot, right?
Yeah.
How do I draw a vertical line through that?
You just go up.
But there is already one down.
But there's already, this is my vertical line.
It's y. You would just
X.
So then, what about y equals negative 4? Well, y equals negative 4 is down here. But it's the same vertical line,
Can't be.
right?
I
Okay?
don't agree with you, but isn't that the same for x though?
kind of the same for x, right?
But X is right answer. Why? It's closer to.
No. Don't get that out of your head right now, because that makes one, no sense, and two, it's wrong.
Is it both?
Well, you can't just say, oh, it's closer in the alphabet, so that makes sense. No, it doesn't make
Because
sense.
it is closer in the alphabet. But
Oh, yeah, I agree, it's closer to the alphabet. I know what the alphabet is too, but it's still a wrong answer.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so, if I went up 7, what's a line that I could draw where 7 is in every single line that, or equation on that line? Which way would I have to draw my line? Right. So, if I took my ruler and drew this right here, everybody agree with that?
Yes.
Okay? Now, if somebody would come up and put this point right here, what is the coordinates of that point? -3, 7. If I came over here and got this point,
5,
it's 5 and 7. But 7 was in every single answer, right? 7's in this answer, this answer, this answer, this answer down here, right? But what are we talking about? 7 was what?
always in the equation.
Okay, but which variable was 7? The y that time. So, in horizontal lines, my variable is going to be y, and then plus or minus whatever number I'm talking about.
So is he right?
You're right. My vertical lines are x equals plus or minus some number. Has nothing to do with the alphabet. So, again now, everybody look at it and think about if I asked you to graph x equals -7, where would you go? X equals -7. But where would you go?
What'd you say? Negative?
Up, down, left, or right?
Up, down.
Left or right?
Up, down.
But I want you to show me where x equals -7 is.
It's just over the middle.
It's to the left, right? These are my x's, right?
That's right.
And x equals -7 would be over here, right?
Up and down.
Okay, so how do I make my line where all of my x's are -7?
That's what I was getting at.
That's my vertical line, right? So does it make more sense now?
Yeah.
Besides the alphabet?
So if it's X, it's
Still going with that.
Anytime that you have an x, and that's the only variable in the problem, you're always going to make a vertical line.
so it's like English.
In a sense, yeah, that's what kind of makes it confusing. Because the x-axis goes horizontally, but all vertical lines use x, which go the other way. But again, I'm just counting out the spaces, right? X equals 7, I go right 7. X equals -9, I go left 9, and then draw my negative. Or my vertical line. Horizontal, just the opposite, right? My y's, positive y's go up, negative y's go down. And so then when I go down 4, y equals -4 is right there. I get my ruler. Every time that I would draw this line, and, oops, I missed there. We'll go back over here. Okay. So every time that I draw that line and I pick a point right on that line, it's got -4 as a part of its answer. Okay. So, really huge thing. Anytime from here on out, x equals 9, y equals -3. What kind of line do I have?
Like
Vertical. What kind of line do I have? Horizontal. Where would I go to graph this? Okay, but where do I go? I go 9 to the right because it's positive, and then it's up and down. Where do I go for this one?
3 to the 3 down.
Throw down 3, and then draw your line left and right.
Yeah.
It's kind of confusing, right? But you got to just think a little bit. You know.
I'm done.
Well, because I know that then I got to go back to the true axis. So this is my x-axis. My x-axis goes right or left. To the right, it's gotta be positive, to the left, it's gotta be negative. This one's gotta go up and down. Positive numbers go up, negative numbers go down. But then it's opposite when I actually draw the line. Okay? Make sense? Clear as mud? Alright. So you get the rest of the time to work. Okay?
On.
Probably, I guess 20 minutes. 27, okay.
We need graph paper.
You will be drafted.
I'll bring it back.
I'm broke, I got my
Sure, maybe you broke.
What?
Did you say you're broke?
Yeah.
Just remember that word you want to do.
Oh, I think
I think he knows what you meant was somebody had.
Okay, should we just hold on to this, to the assignment?
We have an assignment to correct,
Yeah, we do.
then we can correct that assignment before you start this.
Oh, yeah, this is